Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening, brothers and sisters. How you all doing?
Yes.
It's really, really wonderful to see so many black people, African people come out for something conscious as opposed to some music or some foolishness. Please, brothers and sisters, give yourselves a massive round of applause. Brothers and sisters, we have a very, very awesome program lined up for you this evening. You know, there is a popular thing that's going around where people say that your average person today has no concentration, no ability to have attention to anything for longer than 3 minutes. But I'm saying to you, brothers and sisters, as a people, we've been suffering for hundreds of years. And our ancestors fought, bled, and died for a day like today, in 2018, where black people, whether we appreciate it or not, are right now coming into our own. This time period that we're living in, this time period that we're living in, a fewy time. Believe me, brothers and sisters, this ain't no wild rhetoric. All of the signs, you know, back in the day they used to talk about the winds of change. The winds of change. Change is upon us. And I'm encouraging you, brothers and sisters, this evening to really appreciate what it means to have the kind of homegrown talent that we have here, who are going to be sharing some knowledge, some wisdom, and some understanding with us. To have a brother flying all the way in from the Caribbean to come and share knowledge, wisdom, and understanding with us. To have one of our cousins from across the Atlantic in the so-called United Snakes of America flying in to share some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding with us. We want 100% attention. We want to be fully awake. Because brothers and sisters, as we sit here tonight, as we stand here tonight, the powers that be, and by the way, the powers that be, their power is over. When you see a Boris Johnson, as what do they call him? No, what's his title in the government? When you see a Boris Johnson as a foreign secretary, believe me, it finished. When you see a Donald Trump as the president of the so-called free world, it done. It done. By the way, do you know that there are countless millions of white people in America and around the world right now who wish that an Obama could be in the White House? You see, when he was in the White House, did you know that the Republicans, from the night that he was inaugurated, the Republicans got in a room together in a hotel and they determined that they would block every single policy that this black man would try to enact? And that they did it throughout his presidency? But now, them wish they did have that little black man back in the White House. Because you know the popular saying, once you go black, you never go back. Understand this. This is a really, really beautiful, serious time that we're living in. Now, I played that track. I asked the brother to play the track, God's Plan, for me when I'm coming up here, because, you know, I make no apologies. See, as black people, those of us who are not studying our history, We need to study our history. We need to study the ancient civilizations that we produced on this planet. We need to understand that mathematics and every single science that the world celebrates today came from a black man and a black woman. We taught the planet. Some of you went to school here. I was born on the island of Jamaica. I came here in 1967 as a little youth. And then when I got to the English school, the gates were closed. So I never really get too much education, as they call it. But I was happy for it later in life because I didn't have too much old furniture for chore when some new knowledge came. But I'm saying this, brothers and sisters. When you went to English school, the British school curriculum says that they got their civilization from some Romans. Am I correct? The Romans came here, they built roads and they put baths and they civilized them because they were considered barbarians. And then when you go and study the Romans say, well, they got their stuff from the Greeks, Pythagoras and the boys. But when you go and study the Greeks said, well, we got all our stuff from some Africans in Egypt. Where Egypt then? Because some people think that Egypt is not a part of Africa. Egypt is Africa. And by the way, Egypt is, when you hear people celebrating Egypt, that was when our civilizations was in a decline.
Come on.
I want you to hear me. Do you know that underfloor heating is nothing new to black people? Do you know that wearing silk is nothing new to black people? Do you realize that we are the first people who fashioned gold and precious stones and metals all over the planet? We are the people, brothers and sisters. And everything they have, they took from us. And many of us today are acting like we're some kind of vagabonds, like we're some kind of ragamuffin. Look, man, hold it up. See, no. You see, you got some black people that will say, oh, yeah, but you dress like the white man. Stop it. Do you realize that when we were dressing, this man was in the caves and hillsides of Europe grunting?
Come on.
This is real.
Hey.
Do you know that black people have never been cave people?
Hey.
Never. We have fallen from a very high place. That's who you are. You know why I dress like this when I come out to see you? Because I know who I'm standing in front of. I'm standing in front of royalty. Oh, you thought that this was about me. This ain't about me. I know who I came out to meet tonight.
Come on, black man.
And when you meet royalty, you better dress right.
Come on.
Understand this, brothers and sisters. Me, I didn't come out to play tonight. I came out here tonight because this event is critically important when you understand the kind of madness that's currently taking place on our streets and in particular with our youth. Because many of us, unfortunately, we've taken our eye off the prize.
Come on.
Everybody wants to blame the youth. Why them out of control, them a do this and them a do that. I was in a barber shop and I heard elders, black men, talking about the youth. What do you think they were saying? Them should line up the wall of them on a wall and shot them. This is what the elders were saying about our youth. But then guess what? I've met the youth in the streets. And guess what? The youth are just as angry at the so-called elders. There is a huge divide today in the black community between the parents and the children. And you can't blame the children because that's the fruit. And the fruit don't fall too far from the tree.
Come on, teach.
So we got to fix up. Those of us who are elders, hear me well, brothers and sisters. Did you know, sisters and brothers, and I want all the brothers and sisters to know this. Did you know that you can plan what kind of baby you give birth to?
Come on, black man, teach.
Do you know that the black woman is a God producer from her womb?
Teach.
But brothers, do you know how you got to treat that woman when she's pregnant?
That's right. Go ahead.
Do you know where you've got to be when she's delivering?
Teach. Come on, black
Do you know
man.
what it means to have her left in a room in a hospital surrounded by hostile people and you ain't there, black man?
Teach.
But the same way that she can give birth to a God,
Teach. Come on.
she can also give birth to a killer.
Come on.
Depending on how she is treated whilst she is carried.
Good.
Depending on what she's thinking. Depending on how she views that man who made her pregnant in the first place.
Teach, black man. Go ahead.
Do you know that some of our children are being born today angry with us? Before they even come out of the womb, they're vexed. Because they witness everything that goes on. This ain't no joke thing. A lot of these young people you see run up and down doing craziness, we produce them. And until we are ready to do some introspective examination of ourselves and our own thinking and our own behavior and our own actions. Because when I came here from Jamaica in the 60s, we never went next door to the next door neighbor and them could offer we no drink. Cup of tea. No, thank you. We never drink it. We never go down to the fish and chip shop and get no Savoy chips. We never eat it. Because remember the Rastaman tell we, leave the Trenton alone. Leave it. Dirty meat. But now, we're eating everything. Everything them eat, we eat. Back in the day, you never heard of no black person getting cancer. If I ask you now, everybody come put up them hand and tell me that them know somebody with it or has died of it or is currently suffering from it. Because our diets have changed. Listen, brothers and sisters. My name is Brother Leo Muhammad, and I'm your compere for the evening. And I'm going to be coming in between the various speakers, and I really hope and pray that we take this for what it is. It's a very, very powerful event. It means a great deal. It is a carry-on for many things which have happened previously. And as we go deeper into the 21st century, we have to join the dots up because it's our time now. And my hope and my prayer is that these brothers who are coming, they're going to really educate us. They're really going to enlighten us. And so without further ado, I want to bring our first speaker up. This brother is local. And what this brother is going to do, he's going to decode for us our ancestral connections. He's going to decode for us our ancestral connections. I want you to give him some real love when he comes up. I want you to make some beautiful noise for him and really pay attention to what our brother wants to share with us. And so without further ado, please put your hands together and welcome to the platform, Brother Edison Abanje.